Now, there also are some special factoring situations that you want to learn to recognize because it just goes a little faster. And a key one is the difference of perfect squares. And we typically write this one as a squared minus b squared. So if you recognize two perfect squares being subtracted, it will always factor into the square root plus the square root times the square root minus the square root. So really that b term, that middle term, is missing. And the reason it's missing is if you think about foiling being an opposite operation, I have positive ab and negative ab, which makes 0ab. That middle term is 0, so we don't write it. So whenever I see a binomial, a two-term, like this, with a minus, with this, I should always stop and ask myself, is this a perfect square and is this a perfect square? And if I think about this, this is really 5x squared minus 4y squared. So this is really my a, and this is really my b. Something squared minus something squared. So it will factor into 5x minus 4y and 5x plus 4y. Again, if I check my foiling, first two terms, 25x squared, last two terms, minus 16y squared, and then if you look at the outside, positive 20xy, and the inside, negative 20xy, you see that those go to 0, which is why they're not written. So always look for basically the square root plus and the square root minus. Now that even works when we have higher even powers, because I can think about b to the 6th as b cubed squared minus 5 squared. Remember that power rule, a power to a power, we multiply. So I want to think about any even power, say, well, x to what power squared? So for x to the 8th, I could think of that as x 2 times what is 8? It would be 4. So my splitting, I would have b cubed minus 5 and b cubed plus 5, because this is like my a and the b is my 5. So basically you're putting half of your variable exponents in one side and half in the other. It's got to be an even power. So that is your factoring. Good luck with your homework.